Guys, I have a confession. I'm horrible at Smash Brothers. Been playing for 7 years. I can't even beat little Timmy down the street. I was conditioning you. I used PK5 to condition you to jump, and then I taught you jump with my forward air. So I kind of suck at Super Smash Brothers. I have a feeling you do too. Are we doomed? I don't think so. I think there's something I've been missing, and something you've probably been missing too. James Lee, great YouTuber, came out with How I Think Creatively. And in the video, he explains this. He explains the creativity diamond.
Diamond.
This is how he explains his structure for making videos. So phase 1 is his open-minded kind of exploratory phase. But phase 2 is when he narrows it down, trims the fat to create an actual good video. So what? How does this apply to Smash at all? I would argue, and others would argue, getting better at Smash is a creative process. The thing you're creating is your playstyle. How do you use your moves? How do you use your movement? How do you win the game? You have to go through a creative process to get better at the game. And I think this diamond can help with that. I'll start off with me for an example. I recently wanted to main Cloud. I was out of Smash and I wanted to come back. I decided, you know, maybe I'll pick a new character. So I picked him up and I started how I normally start. I did all the research I could. I tried to figure out how you play Cloud at a fundamental level. So I got my foundation and then I decided, okay, let's go into quick play. Just trying to figure out what worked with Cloud. And I was just trying to do what I was told to do in, you know, the videos I watched and all that. And it went pretty well, but I got a little carried away with GSP and all that. I was getting a little burnt out, as is tradition with quick play. But like I normally do, I kept going. I won't give up. I won't let this Steve player defeat me. But I reached a breaking point. I would lose a lot of GSP that I just gained. I was fighting a lot of cheesy, gimmicky players, and I was struggling to beat them. More importantly, I think the real tipping point, I got up to like 15 million with Cloud, and now that's the grinders, the real grinders were up there, and I was just so severely outmatched. And there was a Simon player, and I just could not touch him, and I completely lost it. I was like, how fucking dare you? How dare you play this way? A little after that, I lost all the GSP I had gained with Cloud, and I just decided to give up and go back to doom scrolling. So where did it go wrong? Well, if we look at the diamond, I got to a point where I was stuck in phase 2. I was on the grind set. I was just trying to close things out with Cloud. I was just like, okay, I want to be good with Cloud now. But I should have gone back to phase 1. I should have been like, okay, I'm getting some mileage with my Cloud, but there are things I need to learn and explore with Cloud. So it's very important to pay attention to which mode you're in and when you need to switch. It's a continuous process. MKLeo, I would argue he and a lot of other top players already do this without knowing it. I just found James Lee explanation of the diamond interesting and new, and a good way of thinking about it that I think a lot of players could benefit from. But I think the top players already do this in their own way. So bringing it back to us, how should we implement this? Different diamonds, but same direction. Here's some examples of diamonds you can make. Top players definitely do this one. I think you've heard this advice. You start off in phase 1 with friendlies. You use the friendlies to just explore, find out new things. And then once you go to tournament, that's when you trim the fat, hone it down. Maybe even a little bit before tournament, and you just try and win the tournament. That's a complete diamond. You could split the tournament to locals and majors. You use locals just as open practice, and then majors for locking things in. You could do training mode into Elite Smash. You learn a bread and butter combo, and then you just want to pull it off in Elite Smash, etc., etc. But all of these are towards one big goal. If you're ever playing the game and you're just at a wall, either you're super frustrated or you're just lost and confused. Like, let's say you're lost and confused. I have so many things I'm supposed to implement. I can't figure it out. Just go to phase 2, pick something, implement it. Or if you're in phase 2 and you're just getting really frustrated with the grind, take a step back, go to phase 1, find some new things to explore that may or may not directly relate to your goal, and then go back and forth as you need to. Here are some common pitfalls that I've laid out. So the first one, getting lost in the sauce. So what do I mean by this? Well, you might have seen some players, maybe you are one of these players, who just really dive deep into like a certain character or something, or like they try and get some new tech. They're really just exploring as much as possible, but they never implement it. That would be getting stuck in phase 1. You're lost in the sauce. There's too much sauce. A phase 2 problem would be always playing to win. That's that end point of phase 2. Your goal is to win, and all you can focus on is that win. You're never like, okay, let's kind of explore things. Let's do it for the love of the game. Let's do some friendlies. You're like, no, I'm gonna beat everyone. I think this can especially happen once you have some wins under your belt. You have some experience, so you think you're like a really good player, but you're unwilling to try and learn new things. Another one is never VOD reviewing. VOD reviews are like, I think, the easiest way to get more input. Either reviewing your own VODs or other players' VODs. If you never do that and you're always just playing the game, it can work, but I think it's just you're missing out on a lot of creative input. Anyway, Tourney Salt. Kind of the same as always playing to win, but more specifically with tournaments. Getting too focused on, oh man, I lost. Dropping mains. This is one where I think people can tell if they get stuck on a character. Like they're kind of stuck in phase 2. They just decide to switch to a new character because that's like the easiest way to get into phase 1 again. You just pick a character you don't know anything about and then, oh, look at all these new things I'm learning. I'm not saying you should never do that, but you shouldn't drop your main to do that. The GSP trap, you know, everybody knows it. It's that sweet dopamine of seeing the number go up and you're just, oh, I need more. It's really easy to get caught up in and lose your cool. I've had some like really serious crash outs over GSP. I shouldn't even say crash out, like genuine mental breakdowns over GSP. With all that said, I think one quick phrase you can tell yourself just as kind of a mantra, if you will, be harmonious. Don't get too caught up in the creativity. Don't get too caught up in the grind. It's a creative process. Phase 1 is the creating. Phase 2 is the processing. I just also want to say there's no guarantees. There's other factors. There's like your location, you know, your life circumstances. You really want to beat Little Timmy, you know, maybe Little Timmy's just too goated. You can't beat him. Along your journey, you're going to have unlucky bracket runs where you get matched with someone you're not ready for. And, you know, in terms of improvement, people grow at different rates. You can't guarantee whatever goal you want, but you can still strive for it. And as long as the process is able to be worked on, you know, you should at least improve. And I think that's why just improving for the sake of improving is a good goal. Just a quick bonus tip. As much as you should pay attention to the creative process, what point of it you're in, you should also pay attention to your body. Your body will tell you if you're like tired or hungry, thirsty, but it won't tell you. Your body's kind of like a significant other that just gives you hints at what it wants. So you just kind of have to run through the list. Okay, did I eat? And did I eat something healthy? Am I thirsty? Do I need to just get up and do some stretching? Am I tired? How was my sleep? Try and pay attention to your body. Just remember, at the end of the day, this is your journey, nobody else's. Everyone has access to different things. Everyone has different backgrounds. Everyone has different abilities. Be careful how you compare yourself to other people. You can compare yourself to other players. I'm not saying never compare yourself to other players, but be careful how you do it. Try and keep it as a growth thing, not just, oh man, this 15-year-old kid from Japan just won a freaking P-tier major. Man, he's 15 and I'm 22. I'm such a loser. I'll never get good at this game. I'm saying I'm 22 for the record. And at the end of the day, this is just an idea. That James Lee video, I thought it was a great idea. You should definitely watch it. This is just a kind of a way, I think, of visualizing a good routine / formula. Players have gotten better without knowing this. I think this can help a lot. I think a lot of us get stuck in one side or the other. Thank you for watching. I hope this is a helpful framework. You still got to put in the work, unfortunately. Easier said than done, but hopefully it's a good roadmap. If you thought this was helpful, I'd appreciate a like. I would really, really appreciate a like. Please, God, please. Share it with your friends who suck at the game. I know that's two call to actions in one. I'm being a little greedy, but if you need more clarification on the diamond, please go watch the James Lee video. I'll put it in the description. And yeah, that's it.
Diamond Armor.